Good morning and welcome to today's live. It's between good morning and good afternoon because it's 11:30. Now, coming to the markets today, you'll have to accommodate my voice is a bit funny today. Uh, Coming to the markets today, the markets are open in a positive way, in a good, big positive way, not even small. As sorry. Yeah, the markets are open in a big positive way as they're trying to find the balance, I would say. And the main positivity is due to Reliance stocks like RBL Bank and even something like HL. Naturally, HL will do well because it's a defense stock, and due to the times we're under, defense stocks will do rather well. Now, on the chart, I have kept the chart of mid cap Nifty and RBL Bank open, and now I'm looking at it. Mid cap Nifty has a very strong resistance at 12,140, and that is what it has been battling. And in fact, the resistance me and clients have been using, that is what I had provided to them as an upside resistance if 12,050 breaks. Now we are basically testing 12,140 and trying to go above it. The only issue I see the indexes will have with the 12,150 zone is right above it also is the 12,140 zone, so is right above it also the 200-day moving average. So that will naturally have an effect on the stock. Now, coming to what I've done from morning in terms of trading, I basically traded the Nifty, Banknifty, Reliance, and HL. And now I'm looking toward the short side for stocks for only one reason that we have sort of reached an important high. And I think that chance will start coming. So that is how I'm looking at the picture. Now, as I said, 12,140 is the important resistance, and the other one which I said I'm tracking is RBL. Now, RBL is the important resistance at 206, 206.2 to be exact. That's the one I'm watching because the people who watch my previous lives know I like to short in intraday. And what I'm watching, if we get weakness there, then I will enter a short in RBL to benefit from the issues which it will supposedly have. Oh. So it is that the market right now is basically a watch to see how far more the indexes can go and how stocks like RBL can perform. Reliance has sort of plateaued at 1,360. I'm out of the Reliance longs as I'm now looking for also a short opportunity in Reliance, RBL Bank, and the index. I'm not yet sure about it because the index has given its long in the morning post the gap up. So it's something we're going to have to balance. Again, my voice is very funny today, and it will be funny for the rest of the week, most likely. Now, coming to the Bank Nifty also is basically after the morning uh, positive positive open. When we reach the current point, I had sent clients that now we have entered a box range point, and we're going to have to take time to decide which side of it we want to take. So that's what the Bank Nifty is doing, and others. Now coming to, let us try to increase the charts here, which are being viewed. The chart is looking smaller on the shared screen because I have split. I had to split the screen because today I am quite heavily in the option sell side. So I've had to do that. Now, As I said, RBL is an important resistance at 206. We'll draw it out, 206.2. So that it is highlighted there. I want to see how it handles this resistance zone. RBL, that's a resistance, and I had said for mid cap, I had given the client's upside target of 12,140, and we are struggling at 12,140. And now it is to see whether the struggle is going to continue or it's going to end. That's how I'm looking at the picture. Let's see. The Nifty, we will basically open the Nifty chart quickly. I will add one more chart here so that the three can be covered. Which layout should we reduce this one? Now the Nifty, I'll put it here. Now the Nifty also, when you look at it, is sort of plateauing here at this point where the red dot is. Anyway, if anyone can see the red dot, and this is sort of where it's gonna have to decide how it wants to go ahead. I hope the coughs are not coming through. I'm trying to mute the mic at that moment so everyone's ears don't get smashed. Now I think, or the reason I've decided to come online now at 11:30 is last week we did 9:15 to basically around 11. So I see the market trading, it happens in three phases. Phase number one is 9:15 to 11. Phase number two, this is 11 to 2. Phase number three is 2 to 3:30. The 11 to 2 phase is more of waiting. Then the other phase is 2. So that waiting period. So I want also viewers to be able to see that, yes, like how it was, it's not always that you just open and you start getting hit after hit in terms of good trades. There are waiting periods that come, and now we'll basically go through that. RBL Bank is basically slightly broken 206.2, so 206.8 now. Let's see how far it can have its good time. If it clears, basically, the next is 208.85, which I'm watching as the resistance. This RBL Bank is a pump because of brokerages putting in and everything. And I can guarantee you this is going to be another one in a few weeks. People are going to be again crying that the retail that they got suckered in. This is a very nice suckering happening. And in fact, on the positional side, either today or tomorrow, I will build a position into this stock. So the suckers are going in. There's RBL Bank future is up after gap up plus intraday is up 10%, which is unusual. I'm just punching in trades in my other screen. So I'm managing my options, sell sides and everything also. RBL Bank. Let it touch 208.75 as I said, and that will give, I think, an opportunity, at least on the position front. As if we look at, let's say, RBL Bank on the daily chart, let's put daily. We're going towards even a daily simple resistance range, even if you forget the quants. The Nifty is also heading that side. Let's see how things progress. $24,450 is a very strong resistance for Nifty, and if it clears that, then there's a bigger move ahead. If it can't, then there's a reversal. Yes. Let's see how things progress now. RBL is starting to form. Put RBL Bank code. That's sort of my primary aim right now. I want to see how far that stock can go before I can create a position in it. We can see how the indicator works. Is that we had a gap up in RBL, then we had a bullish high volume bar. Now there are certain rules to the bar, to this indicator bar. and it fulfilled those rules. So this was a clear sign to continue going long, and we can see it worked out. Whenever high volume bar forms, whether it's blue or the bearish one, it has to fulfill certain rules. Otherwise, me and clients do not bother with that bar. So this one had followed the rules, and that is why it was a valid thing, and it was supported by the other indicators too. Today's gap up is purely based on stocks like Reliance and all. If these show a bit of a crack, whether it's the Nifty, whether it's Sensex, whether it's all will end up coming lower from the high of the day. So it's now to watch till what point they can go lower. Arabic, I said it has the next one at 208. 175, let's put that. So wait and watch. Banknifty has just had a positive move. We're not loading Banknifty on the chart. It's trying to clear that resistance, but now it has to have the support of the smaller guys. Nifty is basically getting kind of a rejection at the resistance. I'm not gonna overstretch myself, but yeah. Let me in fact put the ones I am actually also trading. Positive day for the markets so far. Slow trading session. So wait and watch. Whether it's Reliance, whether it's RBL to take the trade, so wait and watch. According to me, the market opened so positively today with gap up and everything simply because everybody was scared in the number one the weekend that a war should not start. The thing that it did not sort of proved to be a relief to everyone's nervousness, and that is why I ended up opening in such a positive way. And remaining positive. Just monitoring the cycle on the other thing, and if you look at the chart of Reliance and you look at the Nifty, it is practically like you're right now looking at a pretty identical chart. This the one here, if I can get dot to be better, or okay, if you basically look at this chart and this chart, you'll see it's basically right now identical. So if you're trading the Nifty, do keep a chart of Reliance open. If you're trading Reliance, do keep a chart of Nifty open. RBL, it's touched 208.75 resistance also. RBL Bank is having a very good day, but this is I'm going to be using to make positional positions. 208.75. Let's see how it handles that one. As if it blows through that one in a very strong way, I'll be impressed. I'll be thoroughly impressed. Let's see. Today is going to be a slow trading session. That's the reason this week I'm going live at 11:30, because everyone who came last week to the live got used to only fast. The market is not fast every day. It's fast in the morning phase, slow in this. So By that way, everybody who's watching understand that there are three different market phases, and each market phase has to be handled in a completely different way. You cannot handle the 11 to 2 phase in the same manner which I was handling the 11 to, the 9:15 to 11 phase. There, you can be very aggressive and you reap the benefits. Here, if you're over aggressive, you will lose the benefits you reaped in the first part. If you want certain stocks covered in this live, just drop them in the comment section below, or you can WhatsApp them to my number and they'll be covered. For the guys watching on Twitter, because Twitter seems to be getting more, much more, you can just put it on one of the comments. It's doing well. RBL is performing. Wants me to take another gander at its daily price levels, which is going to the zone of having to need a daily checkup or daily chart checkup rather than only an intraday checkup. $209.94. Okay, now for RBL Bank on the daily chart resistance path, 209.94 is a good resistance, so we'll put it there. It's in the chart. 209.94. So let's see how it handles that. Reliance is basically, now how I'm going to look at Reliance, RBL Bank started moving down. When I put a put buy order, and I'm basically, it has got fulfilled. So now I am short RBL Bank. RBL Bank, P chart. So the RBL Bank, I entered, let's say that I entered the 205 put at 8.05 rupees. And now let's see how things go. The high risk move because you're shorting a very strong stock in the day, for the day. And if I look at it in terms of my targets on the downside, for RBL Bank. Now, delete those. First target is roughly 205.6, which is so I'm not putting accurately, but roughly there. And then after that, my next target is 201.4, 201.8. So you can put not 201, 20, no, sorry, not 201, 202.5, but there it's gone to 202.6. As I said, entered at 8.05. P is trading at roughly 8.3. Very high risk move because I'm going sort of against the channel, which is it's moving in. Because if it breaks 209.94, then it will end up having a sprint. So it's now time to sit and watch. And this is a sort of a trade which can take very long because it's entered in the phase between, as I said, 11 to 2, where things are very slow. And the market takes its sweet, sweet time to make a decision. So you can end up sitting with a thing for God knows how long. No. Clear. Just putting different, arranging different orders. Let's go to this. Mm, RBL Bank P is roughly trading still at the same point. Putting it through this. Mitesh, who has put a question on Coal India and Hindustan Unilever, Could you tell me what time frame you're looking at it at? Are you looking at it in terms of a daily, in terms of hourly, in terms of 5 minutes? So I can give a view based on that time frame rather than just one which is random. Okay. Mitesh Patel says he wants an HUL. And in 15 minutes, we'll take a look at it now. HUL, if you had traded it with me last week, you'd have made a very good profit. 1 second, Hindustan Unilever futures here. So in 15 minutes, you're basically looking, how I'm looking at HUL now is number one, we can see that one of the indicators is hovering at 0, and the other one, where is it hovering at? It's also basically hovering at 0. So according to me, for intraday, HUL is not worth it because it's entered this box range. Now, as a intraday trader, okay, if it breaks this intraday support of basically this candle, you will be able to get a short towards 2307. But the risk is going to be naturally very high because you're shorting within a box range. So if I was the one trading HUL today, let's drop the time frame. So basically, okay, if it breaks this, you can try to enter a short for this target, but exit it by the end of the day. And let me get you another better level because these let me get the exact levels to share. Understand your liver. Understand your liver is now if it breaks this support basically at 2330, first target will be 2325. Second will be 2315. So roughly here. So those are the levels which are the quant level targets. And then it breaks at 2305. Now what is the range between here? Because you have to also see how much will you earn. It's not that big a range, this issue. According to me, yes, it is a viable short if this breaks, but it's not something that it's not a big payday, if I can say. The risk is very high and the reward is pretty high too. Sorry, the reward is normal and the risk is pretty high. Coal India. I'll open Coal India chart now. Cool. Why is this not working? Mitesh, again, this chart has the same problem as the previous one. Let me open it for the levels also. Coal India futures. This is on 15 minutes. Now the issue with this is it has got everything for it to take it up, but it has to clear this resistance zone in a good way. And then if it does manage to do that, then you can end up getting a long till, I'll give you the small targets and the big targets. And the small targets is number one, basically 402, 401.5 to 402.5. And then if it clears that zone, you can go until 406. So how I would trade Coal India, let it break this in a clean pattern. It's roughly, the indicators are roughly trading at the 0. So they're both trying to also have a takeoff. If it ends up taking off, that will also take off. And as I said, 401 to 402.5 is the first target. And if it breaks that, then you can go 405, 406. But This is the Coal India is a better trade than HUL, both a box range, but it is much better than HUL right now, according to me. HUL, I wouldn't touch it at any cost because the risk is very high and the reward is not that high. I hope I've answered your question sufficiently. RBL is staying at that zone, hovering. Good for us. What I would suggest to Mitesh is about Coal India. Generally, when you're looking at stocks, try to find which is simpler. Don't. It should be a very simple, basic pattern because the simpler, the more profit it usually gives. HUL is too complicated right now. RBL, look, let me put it on 4 minutes also here. RBL put is still entered at 8.05. It's at 8.3 right now. But let's see whether it has a pullback. If it has a pullback, that can be a good money maker. If it doesn't, then I'll get out at cost. Oh, small profit, 8.4 now. And even the spread is good because the bid and ask is roughly what it is. What is the price of the option? And with a decent volume. Because let's say per lot size is 2,500 shares per lot. And let's say you won't have to sacrifice profits to exit with a small profit if things don't work out. So wait and watch. The indexes. Banknifty is basically just hovering also. Mid cap doing the same. Nifty is trying to have a good time. RBL, the 8.05 entry is now at 8.5. Doing good. I wanted to provide for Nifty. Nifty is at that. When I started the live, I said 24,450. As 24, the line which I drew was a simple what was showing on the chart. But 24,450 was a very important resistance. We are at 24,449. Let's see, RBL is going in the right direction. Slow day. But this Nifty move right now is not being supported by Reliance. We have to look for what is supporting it. So we will do one thing. We will increase the size of this. And then we will pop over and see how HL, CDSL. It clearing 24,450, we can take Nifty to 25,540 and 25,580. Okay, 25,580 is a strong resistance, but it will have to be able to clear this 24,450 place in a clear way. You can see we're still hovering just 6-7 points above it. Let's see how things go. $24,450. Because I'm watching on multiple time frames. So I've switched to 3 minutes because on the other chart I'm watching on 3 minutes also, and something which is interesting cooking up. And this one is doing this. I'm going to do that. This. I'm not saying talking about the option sell trades I put here for stocks because there's something they have to be managed very differently, and option sell trades take a lot more resilience, I would say, out of someone. I every time get surprised by Twitter when I go on these lives because I've never watched someone on Twitter live, but it seems to be more liked than YouTube. Okay, now this little guy. RBL bank put is still in the profit because that thing is hovering at 8.05. We entered and 8 point. It's right now at 8.35 still. To wait and watch. Not bad. I think one of the biggest damages the exchange did to FNO trading is removing the Banknifty weekly options because the monthly options are there, but you cannot exploit them how you could exploit the weekly. So you end up having to give more attention to the Nifty for the scalper trades and all those, which you wouldn't have done earlier. Nifty is still struggling at 24,450 resistance. exactly. The house of cards right now is being held up by Reliance, I would say. For Nifty and RBL is one of the biggest for the thing for BNF today. This is why I came live today. You can see how stagnant the market goes between 11 to 2, and it comes a waiting game. And this waiting game is very good for intraday and positional option selling. RBL has formed a sort of a nice black candle there, but let's see if it gets a follow through. Let us draw, in fact, the lines on the indicator, because I don't end up drawing them here because my I'm using them on other screens where I've set them up in the way I've given clients and everything properly. As I said, I am a short RBL bank now in the 205 put, and below I bought basically four of them, four different strikes. 205 bought it at 8.05, and right now 8.3. Let's see how it goes. It's a very high risk trade because naturally I'm going against the primary trend of the stock for the day. But usually, the people who watch the last two lives and then even saw Friday's trade, which I shared with about SBI Life, usually when you do go against the primary trend, if you're going with all the valid reasons, uh, everything is in support. You're not just putting it for putting the trade, but you're putting it using some logic behind it, which is based on technicals and quants. 7 out of 10 times it works, and it gives you a very big move. Like on Thursday, I showed in the live HUL 5.5. Friday, I showed SBI Life, basically another about a 6% move got. So let's say the three which will fail, let's say they might take half a percentage away from you, but the ones which are winning will give you an average of 4 to 5%. So that will end up equalizing your books in a very good way. Because not all trades are going to go right. There's some news. Bomb threats received at Kerala Chief Minister's office and residence, Cliff House in Thiruvapuram, and as well as Kochi. Now, if the Nifty decides to fall, first immediate support, which I'm looking at, is 12,400, and then if it breaks that, 12,350. These are intraday. The RBL Bank is forming some decent candles, and now the put has gone to 8.6 from 8.05. Let's see if it picks up pace or not. Now, a lot of you asking, do I look at the P option chart of it for intraday? No, I don't look at the option chart because you're entering 4 strikes. How are you gonna manage to track? Let's say you've entered 4 different positions in 4 stocks, and you're watching the future charts. Then let's say 4 strikes each stock you've entered. That's 16. You'll go nuts. So I base everything on the primary chart of the future. I don't look at the spot also. Most do look at the spot, but I don't, and I do not use OI, as OI does not work. OI is a scam. RBL Bank. I said 11 to 2 is a very patient wait and watch phase. Patiently sit and wait for the action to start. Second. Let's look at this guy. Let's see how RBL Bank does. Reliance is forming some interesting price bars. Now Reliance, if I have to provide some levels for it. Reliance near support is 1360, breaks that 1353, breaks that 1348. Then it will go naturally as things progress further down. One three four breaks, then 1330. Watching trades. Reliance is making its move. I'm not talking about the Bank Nifty much because currently my order book from what is there, it's not got Bank Nifty. The index has only got Nifty and mid cap, and on the stocks it's got 3-4. The one I've shared here is about RBL Bank, and obviously the other one which I'm tracking is Reliance. That's why I'm talking about it. Started building a position in it intraday. This phase, everyone can see that you watched my past lives. By now, we'd have done three, four things: this level, this level, this level. This phase of 11 to 2, we're just sitting and hovering. Sitting and trying to find a direction, basically. The market today is being very stubborn. To be clear, I have got the short position in RBL Bank, started building in Reliance. So wait and watch. Today till when I'll run the live stream, I'm not decided. Let's see how active the market gets. If it continues being dreary like this, and since I have openly shared the positions, I'll have to keep it as long as maybe even till 2, 3. Let's see how things go. RBL short is still okay because 8.05 entry is 8.3, still in a profit. Sideways. This future is moving sideways. Option is not, obviously we are so early into the month of, into the basically May month for option to option chain in series, so we're not getting that much of a decay issue. And that's why we're able to sit down so comfortably with the thing and just say, okay, let it take its time. If this was, let's say, let's say like last week, people who watched the live, because you were in the expiry week itself, you can see that I was not holding onto a position. I was only entering when I think the thing is going to start completely and exiting immediately when I see a slowdown. We did that with HUL, Nifty, Banknifty, and all others. Again, any stocks you want covered in intraday, write them in the comments and we'll take a look at them. In fact, we'll get something to do. It's right now just watching a screen. It's like watching paint dry. So yeah. Let's see. See how things go. Mhm. It's basically come a straight line. So watch and wait. Mhm. It'll be interesting to see if the market, how why I have shorted RBL Bank, for example, or is that it will be interesting to see if, let's say, RBL, Reliance, these names which I'm discussing in the video, will be able to hold on to these gains. Because I think if you have bought, let's say, RBL Bank, let's say equity position, uh, when it gapped up initially, and you'll be in a profit. And since it's still day zero, you can exit and you won't get whatever that fine is. If I can't remember it. If you don't hold it for the required number of days, so you would bet it's better you take your profits today. So that's why I find it very funny if these two names can hold on to the gains till the end of the day. That's why I'm also holding on to option comfortably, because like RBL Bank is still in a profit, 8.05 to 8.3, still in a profit, but it will, according to me, it should end up going into a much better one as time goes along in the day. It's purely a wait and watch game today. Also, someone like Kalyan Jewelers is an interesting. Only its option issue is that there's uh, less liquidity basically, so more of a liquid issue. But it's also an interesting setup. Reliance is not cooling up yet. Spread. It's completely a wait and watch game today. Reliance and Nifty chart continues to be identical. RBL Bank is trying to be a bit of a threat. See how the higher time frames are doing. So wait and watch. See on this chart. Nifty is going against, I think. Big show of strength today. The big question is whether, okay, the positive gap up plus positivity is being run due to the war not starting this weekend. But as I said earlier, will people be able to carry these positions into the coming days? Is what's going to be the real test of the whole thing. RBL bank option is still doing at the same place. 8.05 entry is 8.15 now. It's hovering between 8.1 to 8.3, staying in a profit. It's just a watch, wait and watch, wait and watch. Today, I think we will have to stretch the live towards 330 because the market's extremely slow. And these moves are only, I think, going to kick in towards the latter part of the day, how it's going so far. The guys watching on Twitter plus YouTube, what is your point of view on these ones we're trading basically? RBL, Reliance, and the Nifty. Which would you consider the best to take a shot at right now? And which you would not even touch? Karthik has written 24,580. That's the target which I had given. He's one of the clients, and I would say first we will have to see. Number one, if we take a look at a bigger picture of this is a Nifty, is how it handles this resistance here of this price bar. This one. That is going to be the first main tipping point if you look at a non-con perspective for the Nifty. I think this point can end up forming a top for the Nifty for the day. And I've got right now in option buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different positions across the market. I've shared about RBL, I've shared about Reliance, and out of 6, 5 are in a gain. One is in a small loss. Basically, that one I entered average is 2.47, and it's right now at 2.45, so 0.2. But according to me, the market positivity today has reached sort of a peak, and unless the BNF can do something crazy, I don't think it can push much more. Nifty is forming its good bars. Reliance the same. RBL Bank is being a pain. It's literally staying at the entry price of 8.05. The P. But all are in a profit. That's the only good factor. Now I've reached the lunch hour, so let's see how lunch hour goes for the indexes. Kotak, this is an issue that you constantly have to refresh to update the new position prices. I don't know what's going on with them. Nifty is trying to move. RBL Bank still sitting all pretty there. Reliance sitting all pretty. RBL. Mid cap Nifty also started a good move. BNF started move. Mid cap Nifty, BNF I'm not trading, but mid cap Nifty 5 is on the watching mid cap on the 5-minute chart rather than the 3-minute, 4-minute. Reliance is like, nope, nope, not going to let you go down. This Reliance price by what it's called now. This stop it. Roughly the former resistance has come the new support. The resistance which was at 24,450, which we were discussing throughout after I started the video, that is now acting as a support. Looks like Karthik is desperately waiting for a reversal. And 24,582. These levels, like which Karthik is talking, I give clients every day, and I do, like today, I'll be modifying them again. So today's levels will be applicable tomorrow. So let's say today, okay, for today, one target was 24,450. Then there was one at 24,580. If 24,450 completely gets wiped out, which we are not able to do, but tomorrow the target will be completely different, because depending on how the data comes out today at the end of the day. It's a slow moving day. Like if today there was an expiry, option sellers would have been very happy. And option buyers would be wailing. It's a slow expiry. Oh, so slow day, not expiry, sorry. Or I believe it's going to get a sudden move on one of the sides. Let's say for the Nifty, break of 24,450 will give a sudden move. Break of 25,508 will give a sudden move. So between this now, it's going to hover. When it breaks area of this side, it's just going to be either sharp down or sharp up. So that's now what the waiting has come to. Same RBL Bank, as I had said, I had given a resistance of 208.75 and a 209.94. So it's just going to hover in this range. As it tries to clear these two, it breaks this small, basically price bar bottom, then 205. If it breaks that, then it goes further up. Reliance is a bit different because Reliance is sort of a slow snail type of climb happening. It's not going down, it's not going up properly. It's basically just like increasing 0.01% every 3-4 minutes doing. I said RBL Bank is going to keep trying to test these two. We can go further up. If it breaks this bottom in small one, we draw it by a line so it's clearer because someone will be watching on a mobile screen, some will be watching on a PC. Trying to go to 209.25, which is giving my option a bit of a nightmare. But RBL Bank rises further, then I'm going to end up really attacking it on the option sell side in the positional front. Going that way. Slow trading session. Reliance is now really doing well for the day. Look at Reliance in terms of prices. I'm loading some other stuff. Now, yesterday when I had gone live, not live, I had put the Dalal Street week ahead. Well, let's say Maruti, I had given an upside target of 11, 9, 10. We have reached that. And then for, let's say, Reliance Industries, we're going to cover that right now. I've given, if it breaks 1 through 20, 1365, it's right now at the spot is at, let me get it on the spot. The spot is right now at 1369, 4 rupees above. So the thing is moving, but now it has reached between 1365 and 1400. There's a lot of resistance. So if you by chance went long on Reliance and you are in a profit, I would suggest tapering off now. And if you are in the FNO space, then start looking at it for some intraday place. So I'm definitely putting the pressure up now on Reliance, on my positional funds, on my intraday fund, sorry. RBI Bank is being a pain. Let's see how it goes. Just punching in orders. That's why I'm a bit distracted. RBL has started its thing. The question just come about PCs. I have basically got RBL Bank Ps, Reliance. I'm keeping the Ps ready for more, and Nifty just on messaging. Oh, no. The whole up move right now, everything is being created by by Reliance Industries. It's not. If you look at even the general FNO, the, in the big stock space, okay, RBL Bank, but it's not that big. It's really only Reliance that is doing very well. RBL, as I had highlighted before, the 209 is on the daily chart resistance, 208.9 is on the intraday, and this is a simple support, which is the blue line. So within this zone, it's going to break everybody. If it breaks above this, then it's going to get another trending move. If it breaks below this, it's going to get a trending move this way. But the issue RBL Bank is going to face, if you look at the daily chart, it is basically also reached a sort of a high, we can say. If we take it in terms of this, it basically it has a very important resistance, roughly 212. So it is very close to that now. So RBL it's an interesting proposition to see. So it is performing very interestingly today. That's how I'd put it. And what I would say is making a lot of people shaky who will try to short is naturally because at the beginning of the month, the option chain is very expensive. So it will make people a bit jerky also. But the 11 to 2 phase is like this. It is jerky. It is very slow. Today is slower than usual, but this is typical. That's why last week when I did the 9:15 to 11 phase, everyone could see entering, exiting, entering, exiting. But that cannot be done for 11 to 2. It is enter a position and sit with it patiently until the trend comes because there's a lot of push and pull going on between this time frame for intraday traders. You can sit with it in this first part of the month because we are far away from expiry. But let's say if you're trading post the second week of the May series, you wouldn't be able to sit with it. You will have to only enter when exactly the valid signal comes. Let's say I wait for 3 signals usually for complete validity, but now in the first half of the month you can enter with 1 signal and then wait for the other 2 to tick in. Otherwise, in the second half you have to wait for all 3. Let's see how things go. Let's see how things function. Reliance now new support is 1365 and 1350. So RBL basically is completely playing between 209 and 207. It will be. I had not realized I muted the mic by mistake. So my mouth was moving and no sound was kind of going out. Now, what I was saying when I thought I'm talking, but the mic was muted, is that RBL between this red line and this blue line is still no man's land. It's going to have a pop, but we don't know it's going to pop up or it's going to pop down exactly. Why? Because we're still at the zero line on this indicator. We're still at the zero line on this indicator. So until it finds its direction, it's going to basically hover. But I am believing it's more of a downside move for intraday. So that's why I shared earlier the puts which I've bought. Reliance and Nifty are married together from the past few hours, and now we will have to see whether the whole thing has a dynamic change or not. Next is the Nifty. The ones watching from the beginning, I said 24,450 was a major resistance, then 25,508 for intraday, and then 25,580. But 24,450, the former resistance has now come support. So number one, it has to break this. The number two, it has to break this. That's when it'll get a trending move. But that will have to be supported by Reliance Industries. And again, since most are watching on Twitter, you can drop a comment there if you have something, and I will get it here. Again, this positivity, according to me, is simply because the war did not break out over the weekend. And the market is relieved by that. The P sell, the P position is RBL is still where it is entered. And let's see how things continue. As you're approaching two, there's some movement coming in the indexes, but it's still the index and stocks covering are still in the range. Even the other stocks which I've not shared here are also, everything is range bound. So now we're going to have to see whether we get the breakout as we approach two and when we get it. Very, very slow trading session. We're just managing the positions which I'm holding. Okay. Nifty is a 2450 support. Former resistance, new support. Almost like that. It's really turning out to be a wait and watch. Lance, as I said earlier, 1365 is a good support. The trading view chart just is flickering for some reason. There's a band. Having a bit of flickering in the charts. I think trading view is having some issue because I'm having the flickering on all terminals. Valid symbol. I hope the sound is still coming, but trading view is having an issue right now. Let's try reload the page. Here we go. I think what the issue comes is that a lot of bandwidth you ended up pulling because from trading view because you're opening multiple charts are open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 different layouts are open across the screens. So it ends up causing a plop on the trading view terminal. RBL is really playing games today. It's bouncing within this range enough to make everyone dizzy. It's not wanting to make anyone's life easy, this range. I'm actually surprised that a bank like RBL is able to hold that gap up so nicely. It just shows the guidance which has been given by a lot of the brokers, the upgrade. People have really taken it seriously. In the coming weeks, they will face pain for taking it seriously, but today it is causing the option not to move anywhere So we're just going between the red line and the blue line. Let's get it. Let's get this layout too. This one. So far, the only short which is easy is the one which I discussed about 1 hour ago. Kalyan. I said that it's also an opportunity. But it's also reached a stagnation point, but at least it has moved on the opening point. I told you RBL Bank is playing with the emotions. People had gone long here, now they're getting whacked on the short side. It's not letting any side live peacefully. It has chosen violence. We have crossed 2. Let's see now if things wake up. Because this is an extremely slow day today. Literally watching box ranges the whole day. Good thing it's happening at the beginning of the month. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to sit down patiently like this. The decay would be smashing. But because of us being at the beginning of the month, we can sit. Beginning of the option series month, because people were thinking we're in April and end, and I'm saying May, and that we're in the beginning of the month. All those watching, again, if you want any stock covered intraday, drop it in the Twitter or YouTube. I'm saying Twitter because Twitter has most are watching via Twitter. Mid cap Nifty is starting to try to show something. IRFC has just released results. I'm not going to chase it because it's not a thing that you will get that good liquidity. And if you can't get that good liquidity, you don't chase it. So most likely it will end up not being a desirable result. Had good liquidity, I would have chased it. It looks for trading, but no. Not much of a liquidity coming. Reliance has made a move finally. After watching it for bloody hours. Started move. I said for Reliance, once second, go to the Reliance chart. I was watching another position I'm holding. Second. I said Reliance 1365 is a strong support. But trading that, so let me close that chart. The problem, all these are staying at zero. If you look like now, this RBL has started giving a bit of indication because one line at least has come below zero. This one is still completely above, but it will need these two lines to come for it to take us to at least this point. Then if these two go down, then it will completely come down. That's the game. Four minutes. Yeah, trying to check that, and I got distracted by. RBL has started moving, but it's not broken the support yet. So since already the positioning is being held, position is doing tiny profit, but it has to break the support for the move to start. To add one stock. RBL is the blue line support. I'm tracking things very differently because, as I said, I have many more positions and I can't share all the positions naturally because it will spread everyone too thin. And I am managing them in a faster way than I would be able to relay, because even if I relay, most will be doing their 9 to 5 hour jobs, and you cannot manage 6-7 positions intraday and do that also. 1 second. RBL, if it breaks the blue support line, then it can go to until 205. But it's not yet broken, so it's not yet cleaned. Reliance is also hovering. Kalyan, which I've spoken about, I think an hour ago, that's doing well from the high. I ended up also doing RFC, after I just discussed the results, I thought I wouldn't, but then I saw there is liquidity in one strike, so I've only taken one strike of that. It's already in a profit. That's why I said it's fast. So you can only discuss 2-3 stocks unless you're doing this full time. No one will be able to replicate all of them. For example, I'm holding RBL, I'm holding Reliance, I'm holding Kalyan, I'm holding IRFC, holding a bit of index. Let's say IRFC, when entered, it was roughly 1% up. The future, 29th May 1, now it is 0.2% down. But issue, as I said, liquidity. So you only able to enter certain strikes with high liquidity. You're not able to do how I usually do, and people saw last week that I buy a range of strikes. Now the big question, let's say there's a bit of a shake which has come from the positivity which was there from morning. Now the big question is the guys who entered in the morning, will they be able to tolerate a bit of a shake? Or there's just a little bit of a shake will end up scaring them. If it scares them, then we get a bigger move. If it doesn't scare them, then there's not much more you'll be able to. So it all now depends on the fear. Why I was saying liquidity, for example, for me to manage to exit, I want to book a small part of the gains, about 30% of the position, and I'll have to give a 0.5 away to get out of with the volume. So you have to sacrifice a little bit of your profit to walk out. So it's simply a lower volume play. But it's falling beautifully, beautifully falling. But the thing is, if someone by chance has followed me on that, there's an important support at 121.75, and then breaks that and more than support at 119.8. But I think it has done a good part of the fall. For now, because there's a lot of positives in the market. That's why I'm not going thinking that aggressively, like wanting a 4% fall immediately. No, I'm going to book along the way. That's it. Well, I said I shorted it went to roughly 0.8 to 1% up. Now it is down 0.7, so it's captured about a percent, about 1.5, 1.6%. So took off some of the profits now, and then as it goes further, Reliance has started to move. RBL has started to move, but very slowly. So it's not. I would usually want to increase my position size with such a position, such a performance of RBL today or Reliance, but I will not because I don't know how far the move will go today. It's not like HUL or SBI Life last week. This is a bit more complicated trades than those. Those are very easy trades. Kalyan is also moving in the right direction. So all shorts are working and giving money. Least profit is Reliance. Most is Kalyan, then RFC. It's new which came in, but yeah. Then RBL is in between. Basically, RBL is hovering as this part. If you see, it's sort of a small intraday support. So at this point, a lot of the guys who wanted to buy when it was here, but said it's too much here, they'll start considering it. And if it breaks, those guys will be the first to exit. So that's the game. Today, last week, all the lives were 2 hours max. Today, we ended up clocking 3 hours now. Bam. Why I'm not covering the Nifty, Banknifty, Nifty, and those, for those I've sent the clients, and that's for them. Germany has just announced they will continue to provide military assistance to Ukraine, even if the US stops providing it. German Defense Minister Pistorius. And UK's contingent in Ukraine will be providing training. And today it'll come in the morning that Kim Jong-un officially said that North Korean troops are going to be deployed into Ukraine. There's going to come one big messy war. Look, it was wise to book part of IRFC as just now reached this support and it just stalled there for a bit. So now it can either stall there and hold there, or it can break below. Like I said, today is not that clean shots like they were last week because everybody's excited. Wait a second, I have to put also track IRFs there. You're tracking that, so we move that from screen. Kalyani is holding that basically 517 support. I've taken half profits from that short also because it can go down further, but today is too shaky from the short side. So what is coming, you take half of it. So at any cost, you'll close the day in a gain. If all of a sudden there's a spike. I'm playing it like that. RBL is the only one which I've not, and Reliance I've not taken any profits because it's hardly moved. Let's say from an 8 to 8.05 entry, it's at 8.5, so it's a small profit. It's 2:33. Let's see the last 1 hour. I usually do not hold until 3:30. By 3:10, 3:15, I try to be out for most positions. They are under normal, they're not under MIS, but I try to get out because after that I've seen, so a lot of people will not exit and the broker will sell their parts and everything. Sometimes it just starts going against you, like you start losing profits because also people start building the positions for the next day, what they believe. Overnight positions are getting built, so that doesn't work. So by 3:10, 3:15, I tend to try to leave the market. So RBL holding its strength till now is shocking, to say the least. So it's only given a short technically from here, from the middle line to the red to here so far. But at least all shots have given a profit. That's the benefit. Whether it's Kalyan or it's RFC, Reliance, RBL, Nifty. I had to check if my mic is muted because it should not be muted and I'm yapping on. RFC is approaching the 122 support with a lot of vigor again. Kalyan 2, Nifty has started moving. Beautiful, beautiful. Come on, RBL, go. Also Reliance. Then all of them work perfectly. Tomorrow is Sensex expiry, so Sensex, I don't know if I'll come on live in the morning or at 11. I'll see tomorrow morning. Whether to I will see tonight whether to start in the morning or not. If I don't start at 9:15, I might start by 10 instead of 11. The reason I'm also avoiding 9:15 is 9:15 to 10 is when I build up most of my positions. So that time I have a lot of entries to do, which are option sales and all of that. So those will not be able to be executed by the people watching live anyways. Thoughts of starting to move a better way. Usually have a clock. So now since we're approaching the top, let's put the clock out. I'm just arranging, I'm quite a because I'm arranging the option cells in the accounts I manage. Nifty is moving, Reliance is moving, RBL Bank is moving. Kalyan is moving, IRFC is moving. All discussed, I'm making money. Provided all shots are making money, things are good. Good move by Nifty, Reliance. Now for let's all are moving well. Keep adjusting your profit stops. You're shorted any of the names which I have been talking about. To 243, so we've still got now time. I think people start coming to do some bookings. It should give us another push. But that's why I also said make put a profit stop because the push can be also against us. It can take away your profits. RBL is basically hovering at this now near this support which I had said. This target 1, we entered the short roughly 208, now we're basically reaching target 1. Kalyana had said the support at 517, for IFC 122.5 exactly to be exact. I said 122. And for Reliance, it said 1365. We're nearly at 1365. Then once we break this support, that's when we go to the next target. Until then, these supports will apply. Things are going pretty well. $250. Let's see how this thing. The push and pull is severe. That's why I keep saying that keep taking profits. Like Nifty, you can see the push and pull. Banknifty, I'm not done today, so I can't talk about it. RBL, the push and pull is going on, but it has not made me any profit stop has not been hit. Reliance push and pull is going on, but no profit stop has been hit. IFC, I'm out of, or basically a 60% of the position. Completely out of IFC, good chunk out of the Nifty. Profit stops are doing the thing. I'm having to track it like that. Out of Kalyan also. Out of Nifty completely. Profit stops have taken me out. I have out of Kalyan, out of IRFC, Reliance partly out, RBL partly out. But all in all what you call this, all shots have worked out. Slow trading session until the end, but good thing all trades worked out. I have not fully exited with RBL and Reliance because they're still in a profit, and we can. I want to see how they handle the last at least 10 to 15 minutes until let's say 3:10, 3:15. Let's see how things go. Very stagnant day. Another chunk has been taken out of RBL and Reliance by profit stop. So now only about 10% of the original position, and I'll be completely out for the day. Let's see how things do. Ultratech has given net profit 24.8 billion versus the estimate of 25. Obviously, now you're not going to chase it at 304. But yeah. It had come earlier, you could have chased it. But at 304, you're not going to try to chase a result. How things are going today, I think tomorrow's Sensex expiry might be very calm, and we will have to see how to handle it. Tomorrow, as I had said earlier, most likely I will see whether I'll be coming live at 9:15 or 10 a.m. I will share the details by tonight or tomorrow morning and look at the Sensex expiry together. But RBL will be a stock now to track for the coming days for only one reason: how much strength it has shown today. So the day it gets weakness, it'll give you a huge gain, in my point of view. Things are going. Also, something like IRFC has not given a reaction today, but it might give a better reaction tomorrow. This today is only from the basic high of the day, it went down only by about 1.2%. So tomorrow it might give a better reaction. How things go. Out of RBL Bank, out of Reliance. So that's it for today's trading session. Now, basically, just to adjust the positional option sells, and see you all in tomorrow's live, and have a good evening.